It's so important to have moments of pause and intimacy with God consistently, daily, right? Because the more and more you have periods where you are missing out on your one, moments of intimacy with God, you become like a battery that is losing charge, right? Because imagine, or you become like a phone that is losing charge, a battery that is losing charge. Imagine, your phone, you're putting your phone to use, you're using it for all these different apps, doing all these different things in your phone, and you're not plugging it to the outlet, you're not connecting the charger, right? And so what happens, the phone starts to lose charge, and some phones may begin to act slower, some phones may begin to kind of freeze up a little bit, and then some, as it's losing charge, seem like it begins to lose charge even quicker than it should or it's supposed to, right? And then what happens, you plug it into the power source, right? You charge it, and then it starts to function in a healthy way like it is supposed to. And I like to think about our spiritual walk with God in the same way, where we have to remain connected to our power source, right? And as we begin to pull away, or as we, miss out on those periods and those moments of being connected, it's easier to find yourself feeling weakened. It's easier to find yourself feeling like, you're not as sharp as you were, right? Or you're having periods where you're just kind of like in a block, right? And you're not able to move forward or function. It's easier to begin to malfunction when you are not fully charged, right? And so we have to remember that we always have to take time to seek God, to have little moments of intimacy and one-on-one with God, being in the Word, in prayer, in worship, and having a lifestyle of fasting, right? So that we are continuously connected to our power source. And when we begin to feel weakened and we begin to feel like something is just not right, or we begin to feel like an emptiness or a void, we can say, oh man, like I haven't had my time with the Lord, right? And so I'm sharing this because it's something that I'm realizing, that as I'm getting, it's a season where we're getting busier and busier and having all these things on our calendars and all these things on our to-do list, that it's easy to get distracted to the point where you're not making the time that you used to before. And when you do that, and that happens, and your spirit is hungry for the presence of God, you will begin to feel it, and you will begin to see it. And you'll begin to see it in different ways, right? Whether it's your tolerance level, what you're able to handle, what you're able to tolerate, whether it's your ability to, deal with or manage situations that are stressful, that have been there before, but now all of a sudden you feel like you can't deal with it, or you don't know what to do. Whether it's you not really, being as sharp when it comes to discernment, whether it's you, if you have a prophetic gift and you're feeling like, I just feel like I've hit a wall, like, whatever it may be, in however way it is expressed, know that the less time you're spending to being connected to your power source, the more charge you're going to lose, and the more charge you lose, the more you begin to malfunction. And so if you are in a period right now where you're malfunctioning, I urge you and I encourage you to go before God and to spend time in the Word, to spend time before Him, so that you can be recharged. And sometimes that means, going before God in prayer, fasting, worship, being in the Word, picking up your Bible and really like studying and reading. Sometimes it's, linking up with another believer and just kind of like having fellowship and having somebody pour into you, so that you can feel like you're being recharged, right? At the end of the day, nothing replaces our intimate time with God. Nothing can replace that, right? So let this be a reminder to make sure that you are connected, and to make sure that daily you're making time to have that intimate one-on-one with God. Let this be your reminder.